Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary Holt from Exodus and formerly from Slayer, and you're listening to The Razor's Edge.
Chris from The Razor's Edge, still here at ArcTanGent, and I'm here with The Sun's Journey Through the Night. How are we doing, guys?
Hey, man. Very well, thank you, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, though. You're the first person to ask me that this weekend, so thank you very much.
We may look like ghouls, but we're actually very polite. We try to be.
Well, you know, I find that the case with most black metal bands, to be fair. Cool, so you guys played the Bixler stage a little over an hour ago now. It was amazing. How did it go for you guys?
It was fantastic. I mean, no complaints at all. I mean, the festival's beautiful, you know, wonderful people. Our sound guy Kev, he's fantastic, you know, he's sorted us out. Yeah, absolutely great. We saw a lovely pack 10, and yeah, really happy to be here. Really
absolutely amazing. Like, to kind of like think where the band started and kind of where it is now, it's very humbling, and to have the support of people like James, who organised, and Gav from Damnation, who's kind of the whole reason why we're here in the first place.
We got a lot to
we got a lot to thank those two guys for plugging us a lot on the on the Two Promoter podcast, and a huge obviously thank you to all the fans who came and watched as well. Like, you guys really fucking made it. It was incredible. So thank you all so much.
Amazing. How have you found ArcTanGent compares to other festivals you might have played?
I mean, we haven't played that many festivals. We played Damnation, and that was an incredible experience. Obviously, Damnation is an indoor festival, and this is an outdoor, so it kind of comparing those two, it's almost like oranges and apples, isn't it? It's like they're completely different, really. But
I was going to say more like eggs to lemons.
Eggs to lemons, yeah. but it's both those festivals. I would say they're just amazingly welcoming and supportive, brilliant festivals. So I can't really compare those. The other festivals we played have been smaller, but the kind of like community feel of those smaller festivals is what we found here at ArcTanGent, which is amazing. Like, everyone's so friendly, everyone's really inviting, and
I'm a long-term patron of 2000 Trees. I've been going for the last 6-7 years with my wife, and you can tell here it's just one big family. The same sort of deal. Obviously, James runs 2 fantastic festivals here, and we again honoured to be here.
Yeah, amazing stuff. So I must say, this is a new experience for me, interviewing someone who's kept themselves completely anonymous. So why is anonymity such a big part of what you do in your music?
Anonymity it's something that, I mean, I would say that it's fairly easy still to figure out who someone is in a band, but the choice is not mine to kind of reveal who I am. I always put the choice on the fans. It's their choice if they want to know who I am or not. I wanted the music to take the front seat with this project, and I wanted to create a world that's further than humanity. That's what the music is all about. Especially the new album Worldless is about kind of what's beyond humanity, and remaining anonymous and kind of keeping my own humanity out of that is what allows that to kind of transcend, and allows it to kind of almost be like a work of science fiction as well as a band. There are a ton of amazing bands who have the beautiful conceptual albums and incredible lyrics, the stories that flow throughout their work, and I'm really just trying to emulate a part of that and try and allow it so that the lyrics can be both a story in the traditional sense of the word, but also so that people can kind of put their own meanings on things too. So allowing things to be slightly more ambiguous than usual allows people to put their meanings on things, and that way it's personal and it speaks to them on their emotional level, and they're not just being told from my point of view. So I feel like and I also said in an interview before, like, being no one allows me to be anyone. The character can evolve, and I'm very much influenced by David Bowie, other masked musicians like MF Doom. I'm a big hip hop New York MF Doom fan, and MF Grimm and people like that. So it was kind of like I'd done the traditional thing in the past. So like, I'd been in like bands where it was all about kind of the dudes in the band, and I kind of ran out of patience for that, and bringing together all these influences and the kind of desire to allow people to have something ambiguous in front of them that they can put their own spin on things is what kind of led to the anonymity and the staying quite true and quite close to that as we keep going. Like I am dedicated to it, and the reason why I am dedicated to it is because as much as the fans are dedicated to the project, I want to be dedicated to guarding their right to know who I am or not.
I think it's important to let the music speak for itself. I think there can be times where, you know, personal lives of members get involved with the bands, and that's not particularly good for anyone. But also, again, like no one has said, it's nice for people to make their own mind up, and if they want to find out who we are, I mean, they can. It's not impossible, but we do like to guard this pretty tightly, and, you know, keep the law going.
Yeah, of course, that's an amazing take. Thank you for sharing that. So, when was the inception for this project? What was the spark of inspiration behind it?
So at the time, I was writing. I just heard the Minerals of Earth album, the most recent album from a project called From the Bogs of Alkishka. They're Irish bands, and I have so much respect and love for that band, and I loved what they were doing with black metal. I'd always been into black metal, I always loved the genre, but it was listening to that album, and then also bands like our good friends Abduction, who were kind of bringing UK black metal up. Like before kind of this new wave, it was really, you know, Winterfelleth and Cradle of Filth, who were really kind of the top dogs, who were just, you know. But
Big shout out to Winterfelleth.
Yeah, massive shout out to Winterfelleth. They've been so supportive. They're great guys, and also Abduction. We love those guys too. They're incredible. 616. So it was really kind of listening to this kind of new wave of UK British Isles black metal that made me think maybe I can do this. I'm not a guitarist by any stretch of the imagination. I'm an appalling guitar player. I'm very good though at picking it up and hitting it until it makes the sound that I want it to make. So that's kind of where the first few releases came from, as it was just me writing by myself. And at that time, it really was something that I did for me. It started in 2019 and really took shape in 2020. It took shape during the COVID year, which was, I think, an exceptionally difficult year for everyone to navigate. And that was my way at the time of navigating the very complex ins and outs of living within COVID UK. Once I kind of came out of that period of isolation, you know, as we all did, I then wanted to bring more people into this project. I want not just fans and new people, new fans and new interests, but also people, the people actually into the project who I trusted, to kind of be able to open that very personal door and allow people in. So really, it's kind of been in like two stages, the inception of the project. There's been the initial start where it was just myself needing to do some sort of music as an outlet, and thinking, right, okay, I'm going to pick up a guitar and I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to hit it until it makes the noise I want it to make. And then that outlet, at the time, that I then needed a deeper outlet, which came from the COVID years, should I say, and then after isolation, having the need to reconnect with people and make something as a collective after being in isolation. So I'd say there's been two very distinct inception periods for the band.
Wow, incredible, thank you. So, obviously, you guys being sort of in the black metal spectrum, because black metal, there's so many different forms to it. I know you mentioned a few bands there already, but for people who might not have heard you, how would you describe your sound? What kind of black metal are we dealing with here?
It's kind of evolved and it's changed.
It's always evolving.
Yeah, it is something that evolves and changes an awful lot. What it mean, if you listen to the earlier music, it's closer to bands like Peyshaz, Jiva, Dark Space, that really raw and very atmospheric stuff. Like that's kind of where I was going with all of that, and there's fans who really latched onto that sound, who love that because it is like super abrasive. And the newer stuff, like let's say like from Worldless onwards, the new album, it kind of opened up and we started bringing in other influences. So a massive influence at the start was obviously bands like Paysage Jehovah, Dark Space. There's a fair few as well who I can't remember right now, but and then it moved into more bands like Gaia,
Gaia from Portugal.
Amazing.
Shout out Diogo.
Yeah, shout out to Diogo, who's been amazing support. Bands like that, and also like Nagelfar. Like, I mean, I'm a massive Nagelfar fan, like almost like back from the start of like what they were doing back in like 2005. I remember listening to those back then when I was at college. Goddamn, like, and it felt more contemporary. The production was more contemporary. It felt like it had more influences from outside of black metal. I mean, also like I suppose Behemoth, like earlier Behemoth. It all the way through to bands like I suppose. There's even bands that influence the new stuff. Like I'm a big Radiohead and Muse fan, and I love Muse. I love the way that Matt Bellamy composes things. So, for instance, like on the most recent album, Worldless, there's a song called Orion. And on Orion, there's like a whole symphonic kind of area of the song where that was massively influenced by Muse. So there are all these different kind of very, very diverse influences that we kind of pick from to bring into the black metal space. I would never say that we've been strictly just black metal. I would never kind of say we're pure black metal. We're not. Like, and I would never kind of, because the fans are so protective over that kind of moniker of being true black metal. I would never say that we are. We are trying to not push the genre, but we're trying to experiment and play with it. Like we're trying to have fun with it. Like, and bringing in those other influences is so much fun. And bringing in the other influences that the other musicians within the band have, like Demos, Loon, Corvus, and Arcturus. They've all got different influences, and bringing all that in it creates this kind of milieu of like influence that has evolved the music to what I would happily say is the next level or the next stage of Sun's journey. And you know, we're writing currently, and it's another departure, and it's a different take on it again. And I think that people will enjoy it. I think that they'll really get into it. So yeah, I mean, it's a massive it's like a database of influence that we pick from.
Incredible, yeah. So obviously your last album, the incredible Wordless, dropped middle of last year. In that year or so, when were you able to start songwriting again, get back into songwriting mode, basically?
Quite recently, actually.
Yeah.
Quite recently. Like Wordless was like, it was a big group kind of collective effort. Like we all put into that, and it was the first time that I had to kind of let go of those reins. Before then, I'd done like Eternal Black Transmissions and Crawling Nebula all within 1 year, because I was kind of in that writing space, and supposedly in 2020 had a bit more time, you know. But now, like as life kind of ramps up, and you know, you have less time for it and less kind of energy to give. But we are currently writing, but it did take around about maybe just under a year for me to feel like I could comfortably come back into it and give my time to it. Like I am quite precious over the Sun's Journey music. That's kind of why I have my side project Windtorn, where I put out kind of things that I feel a bit looser with, and I can be a little less guarded with. So there is a Windtorn release that's going to be coming out at some point this year, and there is going to be new Sunshine Through the Night music as well. So nice. That's exclusive. Like, you know, we haven't announced anything about that yet, but there will be new Sun's Journey music this year.
Oh wow, amazing! Can't wait to hear it. Cool. So nearly done, but I've been ending the interviews this weekend the same way every time, with some random quick-fire questions that have nothing to do with anything. You can think as long or as quick as you like. You don't have to agree. Fight it out if you wish. So we'll start with the classic: tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Obviously. Traditional metal or modern metal?
A blend of both.
Absolutely a blend of both. Yeah.
Fair enough. Sort of like Turner 2000 sort of thing. Or...
Yeah, you take it from the Iron Maiden and Metallica all the way up to Lamb of God and Meshuggah and Machine Head, all the way up to like the new guys like Periphery, Tesseract, Gaia, Black Dahlia Murder. Like, you know, there's such a deep well of amazing
if you name a metal band, I mean, I'm amongst the whole band, we probably won't all of us say we don't like them. I mean, I think that's in the unique space where we are, and we're going back to talking about the influences. I mean, we have so much to dig from, you know, from everyone coming into this, and yeah, we are just big fans of music, I think.
Brilliant. Who inspires you?
My dad.
I'm not going to say that. Artists outside of music. I'm very influenced by filmmakers and always have been, especially within this project. So the works of Andrei Tarkovsky is a Russian filmmaker from the 70s. I'm very much influenced by film, and when I'm writing, I try and make dramatic music with a lot of dynamic to it. So yeah, very much filmmakers.
Brilliant. Mosh pit or standing at the barrier?
Mosh pit.
Mosh pit.
Mosh pit.
Nice. Film or TV show?
Ooh,
Film.
One to pick. Like,
I say,
do you want one?
Generally, film.
Yeah.
Or TV show.
Film. Yeah.
A favourite film?
Favorite film, Tyrannosaur, directed by Paddy Considine. Don't say Harry Potter.
I'm gonna say Harry Potter. I mean, I'm gonna have to do it. Point Break.
Hey, nice. Summer or winter?
Winter.
Summer.
Hey,
Winter every day.
Summer.
We've got a nice split there. Past or future?
Future.
Future influenced by the past.
Cool. Final question. Final question. Favourite Sun's Journey Through the Night song?
Flood of Flames.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd go with that.
I think it's got everything that we.
That we are.
I think it's got. A bit of everything.
Eons of Suffering. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Eons.
Good pick. Good pick.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got too many good ones.
Well, a whole album of awesome stuff to check out. So anyway, that's all I've got. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, man.
Cool. I've been Chris with the Razor's Edge. I'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you keep up to date with future episodes by subscribing to our channels. For more information on this podcast, or for all the latest music news, reviews, interviews and more, head over to our website www.therazorsedge.rocks.